Here are the 15 most brutal fouls in the history of football. They haven't resolved the situation yet. That's a clear booking. We have a booking on number 15. The foul was committed by a player normally known for his fair play. It happened in the final match of the group stage of the 2018 UEFA Champions League, with Bayern Munich taking on Ajax Amsterdam. With both teams battling hard and each scoring a goal, chaos ensued near the Ajax bench in the 75th minute. Muller tried to control a long pass with a high kick, unaware that an Ajax player was trying to head the ball. Unfortunately, the studs of Muller's boot struck Tagliafico directly on the forehead, causing a laceration. Tagliafico required medical attention on the pitch, but fortunately was able to continue and finish the game. Muller, however, received a red card and was sent off. The foul was violent, but clearly unintentional. Nevertheless, our top 3 fouls are undoubtedly serious. Number 14. At the 1990 World Cup in Italy, Cameroon shocked everyone by beating defending champions Argentina 1-0 in their opening game. However, one moment from that match has gone down in the annals of footballing history. In the dying moments of the match, there was a final counterattack led by Claudio Caniggia. Maseng was shown a straight red card for a challenge so violent that his shoe flew off. The foul is often remembered as one of the most egregious in World Cup history. Indeed, football is a game of pure emotion and sometimes tempers flair. For number 13, our next foul was committed by a player best known for his aggressive defending and unsportsmanlike conduct. In the quarterfinals of the Spanish Copa del Rey, it was Barcelona, led by superstar Messi, taking on arch-rivals Real Madrid. As usual, Messi's usual run towards goal was interrupted by a foul. As Messi lay on the ground, Pepe took a step and accidentally landed on his hand. The pain caused Messi to scream, and Barcelona were outraged. Understandably so. With no referee or video assistant referee present, Pepe went unpunished. Despite the discomfort, Messi continued to play and eventually scored the winning goal against Real Madrid. After the match, Pepe apologized and said it was an accident. But unfortunately for Pepe, it looked anything but accidental. Number 12. The foul that followed didn't warrant a card, but it posed a serious danger to the opposing player. In 1988, during a match between Rangers and Steaua Bucharest, the Scottish side, notorious for their robust style, saw Graeme Souness cross the line. It was not just a booking, it was reckless and dangerous. In those days, shoe studs were made of iron, not plastic. The injured player had to undergo surgery, which revealed the seriousness of the situation, as one of his lymph nodes had ruptured, posing a life-threatening risk. Fortunately, the player recovered, and Graeme escaped punishment for his reprehensible tackle. Number 11. Let's stay in England. The Premier League is renowned for its physicality, and John Terry has earned a reputation as one of the league's toughest defenders. But one tackle left him unconscious. It came at the climax of a League Cup tie between Chelsea and Arsenal, with the score level at 1-1. Chelsea won a corner, and Terry decided to show off his header skills. The situation remained unclear. Abu Dhabi tried to clear the ball away from the goal, while Terry tried to get a header in at the same time. Unfortunately, their actions collided, causing Terry to swallow his tongue and briefly stop breathing. On-field medical attention was required. Thankfully, Terry recovered, albeit with no memory of the incident. However, Didier Drogba saved the day by scoring the winning goal to secure Chelsea's 10th win of the season. In the following match, a controversial foul almost led to a brawl between the opposing teams. Back in Spain, the 2011 Spanish Super Cup clash between Real Madrid and Barcelona was the scene of such an incident. With Barcelona leading 3-2 in the dying minutes of extra time, Marcelo's frustration led him to lunge recklessly at Fabregas from behind, earning him a straight red card. Chaos ensued, with Moreno pinching the Barca coach's ear, Piqué and Ozil getting into a physical altercation, and general pandemonium. Pinto, David Villa, Marcelo and Ozil were all shown red cards, forcing them to watch the final seconds from the sidelines. Number 9, Axel Witsel had become a key figure for Dortmund in recent years. However, in 2009, during his formative years with Standard Liège, Witsel was involved in a controversial foul that led to calls for him to be banned from professional football. At the time, Witsel, a key player in Belgium's golden generation, was attracting attention from top clubs around the world. However, an unfortunate incident occurred during a match against Anderlecht. For his lack of restraint, Witsel, who broke his opponent's leg, was shown a red card and banned for 8 games. Despite his claims that it was unintentional, the next incident is likely to see the perpetrator called to account. Finally, at number 8, we have a truly brutal event. It's the final of the 2010 FIFA World Cup South Africa. The Netherlands, led by Arjen Robben, were up against the Spanish tiki-taka style of Iniesta and Xavi. In the 28th minute, Nigel de Jong unleashed a kung fu kick on Xabi Alonso. The Spanish players were understandably outraged when English referee Howard Webb only showed a yellow card. It's unbelievable to see those images. Fortunately, Alonso was able to play on, and although Robben failed to score, Spain went on to win the World Cup. A Bundesliga incident, however, had more serious consequences. In the case of number 7, the injured player even sued both the other player and the opposing coach. In 1981, Bielefeld were playing Werder Bremen. Ewald Lehnen tried to dribble past Siegmund, whose iron stud smashed into Lehnen's thigh. I can't show you the photos of the leg due to YouTube restrictions. The player recovered after 4 weeks, but went on to sue both Siegmund and Otto Riegel, then coach of Werder Bremen. Lennon's accusation suggested that the player had incited his teammates to commit the foul. Although the case failed, the incident didn't go unnoticed, and the coach even sat on the bench for the return match, wearing a bulletproof vest due to death threats against him. Number 6, Martin Taylor, also received death threats after his foul on Eduardo. Back in the Premier League, Birmingham City took on Arsenal. Martin Taylor's unbelievably vicious tackle on Eduardo resulted in a broken tibia and fibula. Martin Taylor's challenge was so disturbing that TV replays were not even shown. Taylor was banned for 3 games, while Eduardo returned from a lengthy injury layoff but never quite regained his form. Number 5 came 2 years later, in another Premier League game. Stoke City's Ryan Shawcross made a tackle on Aaron Ramsey that resulted in a broken leg. Shawcross received a red card and was suspended for 3 games. Arsene Wenger and the Arsenal team were furious, fearing for the career of the promising 19-year-old Ramsey. Fortunately, Ramsey recovered from his injury and resumed playing. Now for the foul that earned him the nickname, the Butcher of Bilbao. Number 4 takes us back to the 1980s, when Athletic Bilbao and Barcelona were fierce rivals. In a game in which Barcelona led 2-0, Maradona was on the ball in midfield when Goicoechea brutally tackled him from behind, breaking the 25-year-old's ankles. Maradona was sidelined for several months and Goicoechea was banned for 18 games, a return to the Premier League for number 3. In 2006, during a match between Manchester City and Portsmouth, Manchester City's Ben Thatcher elbowed Portsmouth's Mendes in the face after a corner kick, knocking him unconscious and requiring treatment on the pitch before being taken to hospital. Shockingly, Thatcher only received a yellow card for the incident. He was later banned for 8 games by the Football Association, fined by his own club, and had his wages deducted for 6 weeks. Remember, it's not acceptable to punch in anger, but it's perfectly acceptable to hit the subscribe button. Let's move on to a classic moment in football. Second up is France versus Germany. In the semi-final of the 1982 World Cup, tensions were running high as the 2 teams clashed. At a critical moment for France, goalkeeper Schumacher made a reckless move, lunging at Battiston and delivering a devastating blow that knocked him unconscious. Battiston lost several teeth and suffered a spinal injury in one of the most horrific fouls in football history. Schumacher seemed intent on taking the Frenchman out of the game, but he had no chance of reaching the ball. Shockingly, he escaped without a card, not even a caution. Despite winning the semi-final, Germany went on to lose to Italy in the final. Now for the top spot, the most brutal foul ever committed in English football. Are we really surprised? The story goes back to September 1997 when Manchester United played Leeds. Roy Keane and Alf-Inge Haaland, the father of Erling Haaland, were involved in a number of clashes throughout the game. In the final moments, Keane tried to trip Haaland, but injured himself in the process. Haaland confronted him, believing Keane was faking an injury. In reality, Keane had torn his cruciate ligament and faced a lengthy spell on the sidelines. 3.5 years later, they met again, this time with Haaland playing for Manchester City. Keane took his revenge, receiving a red card, a 3-match ban, and a $5,000 fine. In his autobiography, Keane admitted to deliberately trying to injure Haaland, resulting in a further 5-match ban and a $150,000 fine. But did you know that Ronaldo once died on the pitch for a minute with a brutal foul? Watch the video for more details.